Hey guys, Jonah here, back with another beer review, and it's back to the Beer 52 Awards, and we are doing we are doing the best lager, which is a Munich Dunkel lager, and the can looks like that, but you'll see that in a moment. It's Utopian, and it's weird because it's a Munich Dunkel, and I like Dunkel, dark beer, basically. Dark lager, as Utopian have done, and I'm pretty sure I've reviewed one of their dark lagers previously on my channel. If you want to check it out, go and have a look through the back catalogue. And while you're doing all that kind of stuff, why not subscribe so you don't miss any future shenanigans and all that kind of stuff? Indeed. So there are the tasting notes. Yeah, Utopian. I didn't think they were English, to be perfectly honest, but they are. The style is Munich Dunkel, 5.2% on the ABV. Now, interestingly, it says that it uses a lot of British dark malts, but you can see at the bottom that it does use some Munich malt, which is probably why it's got its name. Very interesting kind of spider diagram, because it's definitely sort of, how shall we say, like, it's not a hoppy beer, put it that way. So it's definitely a malty beer, shall we say. And the tasting notes say Munich Dunkel brewed with special dark malts using a double decoction mash, which basically means it takes absolutely ages to make, to tease out a bouquet of caramelized nuts and bread crust even. Slow, low temperatured fermentation and cold lagering results in a rich amber beer, nutty, full-bodied, unfiltered, and beautifully balanced. It even uses Denny's favourite hops. Denny Con, that is. Shout out to Denny if you're listening. God knows why you would be, but shout out to you, Denny. It's using the Fuggles hops. And my tongue was firmly in my cheek because, to be honest, he doesn't like Fuggles. I quite like Fuggles in some very traditional British kind of bitters from the past. But yeah, he's a hophead. He's a hop monster. So yeah, Fuggles might not be his bag. But hey, Denny, why not try this one? Give it a go. See what you think. So here is the actual, again, Utopian, Munich Dunkel. There it is, I said 5.2. It's quite a kind of traditional sort of Bible story, perhaps, or some sort of Greek myth, or something weird on there. I guess that's, I don't know, is that Boudica or something? Should probably pay more attention. I had a classical education, but unfortunately it was wasted. We've seen those words before, of course. Utopian is in Bow in Devon, over near Exeter from the looks of things, which is kind of cool. Wow, it says, avoid alcohol if you're pregnant or trying to conceive. Well, luckily for me, I'm not trying to do either of those things, although I am brewing a huge big spot on my nose and it's just not going away. I've tried all sorts of different tomfoolery and techniques to get rid of this bastard. It's not going. So that'll be there for the next couple of reviews. I'm hoping it doesn't become like a second head, like a beacon glowing, you know. Ridiculous. Anyway, there's the Utopian Munich lager. It's interesting because it is a dark lager. And like all good lagers, this has been in the fridge. Should have probably done it with the football on, you know, and all that kind of that sort of stuff. Maybe I'll do one of those again. With the pour. And it is, I mean, it's very sweet. And the head is just under a finger's head. Look at those bubbles, big old carbon dioxide bubbles. And while you're doing that, look at that colour. Fantastic colour. It's an absolute beauty. And you can see those bubbles rising. You can see the reflection of my camera in the glass. Now, this is a malty bad boy. It should get a malt mark in my book. But it does have, it does have that kind of sweetness that's left from a malty type beer. Let's try and get some of this carbonation out a little bit. Oh, and by the way, while I swirl like the Earl, those of you that have been long-term members or viewers of my channel will notice this is the beer that I got 2 of in the beer awards, and I was not best pleased, and I sent a message complaining, saying, look, I need to have different beers. And then a nice young lady said, oh, I'll pass it over to the manager, and he came back within a day or so and said, oh, really sorry, tell you what we'll do, we'll credit you with some points, and anyone that does beer 52, you do get points every so often, and if you do beer reviews like me, you end up getting points. So he gave me the equivalent of a beer in points. Well, he said he was going to, and then I checked later on, in a couple of days later, no points were there, so I had to chase them up. But I do have now points. I think I'm probably on about 20-30 quid's worth of points, so that's not bad. You can probably get a case full of beers for free with that, and I probably will at some stage. Although I'm pretty sure the way they do it, your points are only worth, you can only use it for half your order. So what I was thinking was, there's a cut-off for free delivery, and that is a big thing for me anyway. And yeah, I've sort of got it up to the point where it's about, I think the free delivery is like 40 quid, so I'm well over that. So basically I can get 40 quid's worth of beers for 20 quid and free delivery. So that's cool. Oh yes, the other thing is, those of you that tuned in yesterday, I was umming and ahhing about what I should do with regards to a beer offer that came through, and I went for the more expensive offer because they gave me 5% off, which basically cancelled out the payment for the shipping. And look, I don't know why these Black Friday deals, and especially this, it was Beer Company. So if Beer Company are listening, why the hell do you give people a deal that used to be worth like 100 and whatever it was, 110, 120 quid, and then charge £3.50 on postage? Over 100 quid, and you're still paying for postage. Don't you think that's taking the piss a little bit? You're trying to get more customers, but when you do stuff like that, it really leaves a bad taste in the mouth. At least it does for me. But that 5% was a good move because that mitigated the shipping costs, and you got yourself a sale. So cheers and beers. Right, let's go in for this Dunkel, see what we get. Oh, lovely sweetness, caramel sweetness, followed by sort of toastiness. So toasted bread, toasted muffins, crumpets maybe. No, probably more muffins. Like Uncle Monty used to toast on a stick in the fire. Prostitutes for the bees. There's a little quote for you. Yeah, like I say, this is not superbly bitter, which is weird because it's a lager. So this is like a kind of Bohemian kind of lager, so slightly sweeter, I guess. Not so dry. So it's definitely kind of a more southern kind of European style. And Munich, as we all well know, is right at the bottom of Germany. You can't go too much further south without hitting somewhere like Switzerland or someone like that. Oh, lovely, absolutely lovely beer. The only weird thing is they're calling it a Munich Dunkel beer, but a lot of the ingredients, I mean, it has got a little bit of kind of German influence there, Munich malt, but everything else is British. So this is a beer that a German would kind of recognise, but would say, nah, that's not quite a Munich Dunkel. But overall, it is a very, very lovely beer. And as you well know, pardon me, well, it's still got some carbonation in there. As you know, lager is not my favourite beer of all time. However, this beer, is it a true lager? Don't know. I mean, it has been lagered, so let's say yes. But yeah, I would say it's different to most lagers, or different to traditional lagers that we see everywhere else. So I am liking this one. This is the Utopian Munich Dunkel lager. I don't know what it would be. There we go. Brewed with 100. It says 100% British ingredients. So what was the thing in there about German malt? Maybe it's German malt that they've pulled over here and then grown here. I don't know. But yeah, cheers and beers, guys. This has been a very, very nice beer. We've got another German style beer tomorrow as well. Oh, look at that. Even got some lines, even got some lacing on there. That last taste, a little bit more bitter, getting a bit of the fuggles there, which is always reminds me of kind of, you know, the old style kind of beers that we used to drink back in the day, like the Whitbread. Although I know Fuggles not strictly Whitbread, but Fuggles and Goldings by far my favourite traditional British hops. Just can make some fabulous beers with those hops. Anyway, this has been Unclejona. It's been a quick one today because, as you know, I'm getting ready to start my new job tomorrow. So keep your fingers crossed and wish me luck. And if you want to, drop me a quick note in the description or the comments even below, and we'll see what we do. Anyway, it's been Unclejona saying Shamon once again. Enjoy what's left of Sunday. We'll see you real soon for more beer.